but that we're bodacious.
I would welcome, we shall have a most triumphant time.
But if we had Eddie Van Halen, we would be great.
Yeah, we need Eddie Van Halen or a killer tape. We need a killer video, right?
Or we could just learn how to play the instruments.
Oh, that doesn't sound like fun.
No, let's go back to getting Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah. I believe our adventure through time has taken a most serious turn.
Something's changed afoot at Claremont County.
Yeah. Oh, it's 110%. 110%. Welcome. Jennifer's here. She said hi. Destiny's here. Said, hey, friends. Hello. Ready for whatever the hell this is going to be, because
this is our most excellent adventure. This is Michelle and Angie's most excellent adventure. Wild stallions! Oh man, at the same time.
Yeah. So I guess we'd be blue heavens. Woo! Rufus!
Listen to this dude. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Woo! All right. So just be prepared for a lot of what the crap today. Because that's what we're in for. All right. So we decided to do this spiritual principles on Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which was awesome because we made deities watch this movie. And they did not get it.
They still don't.
Yeah, which is just fantastic on like a different level of life for me. I think Michelle also.
Yeah.
But there really are like spiritual principles in this. So like, let's think about it. So like Bill and Ted have a purpose. They have a purpose that they have to fulfill, and they're about to hit a big roadblock. You know, if they don't pass their history report, man, Ted's getting sent away to boot camp, and that breaks up Wild Stallions, which messes up the whole blissful future that they create with their beautiful music. So we have just got to put a stop to this shit. We're going to talk about it. That's what we're doing here today.
Putting a stop to it. We got to fix this shit. We got to fix it, Angie.
Yes.
It has to be fixed.
Our life was going crazy, right? And then like Locaeus pops in, like he became like a Rufus all of a sudden, like, you girls need to learn to find a god. Right? And started teaching us stuff, and it was wild. So let's talk about these deities coming into our San Dimas, right? Our Claremont County world, what they thought of it. And we'll share some stories of us when we went to their worlds and how mind-blowing that was, because Bill and Ted are going to Billy the Kid's time, Genghis Khan's time, Socrates' time, right? They experienced this too. And we'll even talk about how they experienced all these things, how that works, how that's possible, how we do that. So this is going to be really, really fun. And it is going to be a most triumphant time, I swear to you.
Yeah, you should see Locaeus right now. You should see actually all of them right now, except for Cosmo and Chris. You should see the rest of them. Yeah, the rest of them are, Laura's laughing in the other room. She's like, yeah, because she just remembered Marcus. So, yeah, Marcus was trying all day Sunday to figure it out. And Laura watched it 20 times or whatever. And she said, I can't really help you because Marcus was going, I don't get this principles. What? And he was stuck on, I don't even know what he was stuck on, and Laura couldn't even get, she started. So it's going to be interesting. I told Destiny, I said, you're in for a wild ride with this because the deities are like confused by the show.
Yeah. So the best place to be is here. The best time to be is now. And all we can say is, let's rock.
Well, this is Loki, and I already tell you when I'm sucks. This is not the best time to be. So I am starting to blow your. No, it's not. My time is the place to be. Your time, no.
Well, do we want to start with one of your time where we took an adventure to your time? Do you want to start there since you think that was actually cool and worthy of this?
Hey, my father is a medieval dickweed, so we should start there.
All right. All right. Well, we can start with the medieval dickweed. So let's see. So we had this frog named Mr. Oscar Pippa, and he has like fingers on his fingertips and stuff. And Scott asked Loki how big one of his ships was. So we were all like staring at this frog at the time. So Scott was like, how many feet? And Loki's like, I don't know how many feet. And he was like, okay, so looking at the frog, like fingertip to fingertip, fingertip of the frog to like its end fingertip, like how many of those would make your ship? And like he said a number, and I Googled it times the size of the frog, and it equaled what a Viking ship or Norse ship would have been. And it was like, well, that's effing crazy. So then it brought up, you said you'd take us to your ship, that we'd have his dream and that we would go to this ship. So I remember going to this ship and like being out of time. It was crazy, other than I wasn't supposed to be there, right? I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. And you had Scott and I hiding in your coat. And like the whole time you're like telling us to shut up. And it's like, we know people can see two people in your coat. Like there was no hiding the people in your coat. And it was a wild ride. And then you took us on the ship, and everybody's just kind of very gruff. Everybody was very gruff. It smelled bad, right? It smelled bad. Everybody smelled bad. There were just man sweat and like filth everywhere, like bowls of fish parts and stuff. and everybody was kind of grumpy. And you're showing us this ship, and like everybody's kind of mean, and you had to be really. I remember you being like extra dick, and it's like, what is up with him? And you're like, they'll turn on me. Like, if I don't, like, I have to do this. And you were like real mean and stuff. And it was like, this is freaking wild.
Yes. Well, you weren't, one, supposed to be there. And two, they were scared of me in that, well, the first place I took you, okay, I pissed people off there. I'll just make
Yes.
Loki had to start somewhere, man. I had to start somewhere, Loli. Yeah. So, to sneak you on the ship meant, no. So, yes, I hid you in my coat. And yes, they noticeably seen you. But, it's illusion. I can play with illusion and magic, The second time, now, I was the medieval dickweed. And they were not going to say shit to me. So, there you go. And I gave you the full experience. The man sweat, the fish. Do you remember the little toilet in the back of them? You got to see farting and things. You were so excited over that. You and Scott were doing this. And I said, I'm giving you the full experience. And the captain with the hooker. I told you that too. And you go, there you go. You want to see the full experience. You and Scott were not impressed. You might have been impressed. Maybe you were not. But that was the life. And I had to be extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah. So it was wild. There wasn't a lot that I appreciated about the experience. It was gross. There was a lot of gross in it. There was just a lot of gross. And the sea was rough. I don't know how people lived like that and put up with that longer than the 20 minutes we were sneaking there. It's like, this is a hell of a life.
You had a hooker.
Yeah. That was your happiness.
That was my happy place. Come here. Yeah, it was. But so is it? Are you going to ask me like what was my favorite parts of your realm?
Yes.
Oh God, I wish I'd walked around the mall like Socrates and Billy the Kid and all of them.
We should have taken you guys to the mall for sure.
I don't know. Really, nothing in your realm impresses me. I don't really like anything in your realm. The only thing I like is Starbucks coffee. That's about it for me. I don't know. No, I can't even go there. No, I do like Dan Haim. I like Spotify. I do like these things. These things I do like. Yeah. Some YouTube, some are stupid.
Yeah.
Some of your TV is just stupid. TikTok's confusing.
Yeah, you got that right.
Bill and Ted, I don't know. But we all agreed I was Genghis Khan.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So,
he ravaged China. We just recently found out he ravaged his sporting goods.
Yeah, I was. So I could say what I liked about Claremont County is going back to Asgard.
Yeah.
But see, the fact that I love my medieval priestesses, I must say. My medieval babes.
Oh,
Means I have to, yeah. And that's all right. That's okay.
yeah.
But yeah, there's not too much I like about Jerome. There's some things, but that's about it. That's sum total.
Well, after having that kind of wonderful life on a ship like that, how can we please you at this point? That's such a high standard of wonder.
Hey, I should take you when I was a Viking and pillaging villages, man. You should go to these.
Yeah.
And I was taking people and taking the ribs off, and all of that. Yeah, these were great times for me.
Crazy.
Ask me to go on Curse of Oak Island. Ask me about that thing.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I should actually take you there. David says, "Why do I like that show?" I said, "Yeah, because you held me prisoner." Medieval Dick Weaver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that show's crazy.
It is, but if y'all like it,
right? We don't know what we like, man.
But yeah, so basically what Angie's saying is she loved being on the ship, her and Scott, and they enjoyed the experience and they want to come back. And I will make sure they get their ticket. It's like Croswell bus trip. I'll make sure you do. I'll make sure I'm your tour guide.
Don't sign up, y'all. Don't sign up.
Cosmo and Chris signed up.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck our
yeah. Billy, you were dealing with the oddity of time travel with the greatest of ease.
Locaeus.
Let's bring Locaeus in, because Locaeus was like the first one that came through. And his acclamation to our world was just a hoot. Again, us out of water, that was wild. So let's talk about like Locaeus. Like, what did you think? Because our time was very different. Like a car. You couldn't handle a car. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so you're going to demand me, right?
It was the most triumphant time.
Bogus. This is not triumphant. Most non-triumphant. So Angie's telling me this is how we're going to do this live. And I said, so we're going to demand all of us each, like, take our man card. And it's Loki. He never had one. Anyway. Okay. All right. So let's just go back. All right. One, cars were not my friend. I did not like being in a moving vehicle. I'd sit with her hands on the edge the whole time. And if somebody turned the wheel, it was like this. And now it's gonna happen. Walking in her body the first time, you remember those times?
Yeah.
None. That was not fun. But basically, when I woke up to waking up to the body, it was just like a shock. It wasn't like I woke up like young stretch, been like, oh, this is a bit. No, you remember I was by a tree. I opened my eyes. I see this. I go, oh, the hell is this? And you had to reassure me, like, you guys are like, is this the devil? And here I am going, who the hell are you? And then it's like, oh, I know who you are. And then I'm like, who am I? And it's all a thing.
It was a thing for months too. Like, we all were like, what is all this? Like, there's not like, we couldn't Google it. You guys, there was no Googling it. No one knew what was going on. And every one of our family was just like, they're talking to devils. They're crazy and they're talking to devils. And we're like, doesn't seem like devils.
But I knew who I was. Here's the thing about when we come in, like Rufus, we can't tell you everything. Like they said, well, why don't you come in the phone booth? Well, here's the thing. We can't go in the phone booth with you. You've got to discover who we are. I know who I am. It's almost like ridiculous, like in the Bible where God says, where are you at, Adam and Eve? What are you at? If he doesn't know, then we're all in trouble here. The universe is in big trouble if he can't find any of you, But so I know who I am and I know how I wake up. But see, everything as I woke up, you remember, it was all significance. The tree was significant.
Yeah.
Everything was, and you would find the puzzle piece, like, where's Watto? And then you'd always be, and you guys be so excited. And then what would be hilarious would be Scott would be like, I already figured that. And here you girls are just sitting there going, what did you tell us? And he goes, well, you already knew that.
Right. Yeah, I thought you knew. Like, oh, you thought wrong.
But it was all a thing. But I got to admit, I loved her kids. When I came, I loved the girls. I loved the kids. So I loved Scott, her mom and dad, her dad. When I met her dad, he tapped me on the head and said, devil be gone. Because, so that was mine too. And I cried because and Michelle says he just don't get it. And that's okay. So, but I can talk to her mom. We're all good with you guys' mom. We're all good.
Yeah.
Talk to the priestess's mom. But I loved her kids. I talked to her kids. I was not, I didn't like her ex-husband. Well, at the time he was husband. So but I didn't like people. But I learned to like people though. I learned to so but coffee, we discovered coffee on the Croswell trip was fantastic with sugar and cream, man. It was great. I discovered food quickly after and chewing, the whole swallowing, the whole drinking of the water. It was also weird. And she'd tell me that I had to do these things. I go, oh, that's right. You're the human body. You dehydrate. Oh my. So my experience, but cars was not my friend. Walking was not my friend. And me and her channeling was not our friend. So we were all, it was like for 2-3 years, it was not most triumphant at all. But we all learned to live together. And especially when Loki came through, that was fantastic. Because he came in like the devil himself. And when I say that he came in like, because he came from a cave, like deep in the cave, like basically chained from a cave, you put him in the middle. And there was times like we were trying to watch the Skinwalker, we can't watch that because we watched Skinwalker Ranch. He would start getting and Michelle's eyes are starting to get like red. And then David's like, what in the hell's happened? This was the first time he ever did his eye turn, like her eye turned red. And her son goes, Dave, why are your eyes red? And and Loki went ape shit afterwards. And when I say ape shit, literally he had to hold her down. He was trying to lunge at David. We all kind of think it might have been an excuse to just hit David, but in the end it was, So that was our excuse. I mean, so when Loki says there was that's a lie. He came in full force, scared the hell out of you girls. And then he broke both her hands in the punching in David's car. And her hands are still like that. So he came in like a force. So we don't know if he really liked Claremont County or what was going on. But he's toned down quite a lot since his first beginnings, So he basically he did have medieval dickweed captain, so he did a lot of that. And it's Loki, to my defense, I just have a lot of asshole in me, so I just gotta excuse all that. I don't remember this because I've evolved. As Destiny said, I have evolved. I don't do these things. But if I have to go after David, I will go after David. If you're watching this, David, you better be working.
It's wild too, because when we started channeling you guys and they started to come through, it was similar to when Bill and Ted are introducing all of them to Missy, right? They're like, we'd like you to meet some of our friends. Like, this is Dave Beethoven, Maxine of Arc, Herman the Kid, Bob Gang is gone, So Grace Johnson, right? Kind of like when we were, but then we were like it's Loki, like aspects of Loki, and it was like, okay, you for real lost your shit.
Because what if you remember Loki? What if you remember that YouTube video? Remember that? Remember we had everybody basically go on, and you go, it's my turn, and I go, they're going to commit all you girls. I knew it was going to be good. But I didn't want to be, be there because if they're going to stick needles in you girls and stuff like that, I don't want to be in the body. I've already had to go through a mammogram. It's not fun for men. Not fun.
It's not fun for women. What are you talking
about? Okay, we're talking about the men here. We're talking about the men.
No one enjoys this. This is both sexes.
They voted me. Marcus and Locatus voted me. It's like, that's not cool.
Probably better to give a boob than a testicle.
No, I never had that done. I never had that done. They didn't care if you faded off.
All right, so let's talk about time travel. So they were time traveling. How is this possible? Right? You guys have said before, everything is going on here now. Every life we've ever lived, we're living it now. So how do we time travel? What's this phone booth that we have access to fulfill our divine purpose and live a most excellent adventure?
Well, this is Loki. I'm glad you asked that question. So how we time travel, I grab this phone.
Yeah.
It's like my phone booth.
Yeah.
Hello? And I'm going to hit it.
Yeah.
Hello. I like to talk to Elon Musk.
What are you doing, Elon? What happened to fixing world hunger? And then he bought Twitter.
That's how we time travel. No.
Yeah.
No. So you want to talk about your time travel? So when you time traveled with me and I took you back, were you at were you in a phone booth?
No, we were chewing gum for some reason. There's no phone booth. So gross.
Well, so basically you kind of appeared there, right?
Yes.
Well, okay. So you astral traveled. That's how you time traveled. You when you're meditating, that's what you're doing. You're time traveling. So basically the phone booth is representing them time traveling, So Billy the Kid, so that's how it is, so humans want to time travel, pick a time and go. And also I like to add, it doesn't look like little strings. Because on that Loki series, they show it like, and I'm like, oh, that's not what it, when we want time travel, we just.
Yeah. It would just be like dots, point, where you're just jumping over the place. Where you think of, you go. That's what, when you were in a car, you were like, this doesn't make any sense. Why are you making it go somewhere? You just think of where you want to go when you go. Right.
Okay, well, we don't have a concept of time. So it's just the Loki. There's no concept of time. And then people like, you wear watches. Like, what's a watch? Why would you wear that? We didn't understand, and this is okay now. We didn't understand watches in the car because we would just appear to wherever we wanted to go. So the fact that you were taking your time in a car and traffic and all this wonderful energy, and I'm just like, what in the, this is like primitive times here because we didn't do any of that. So time traveling for us, that is why I was in the car and the movement. And it was all the energy because we're just used to this in your time. There is no time where we're from. It's infinite. Now, but time travel, now it depends. If we're in another galaxy, for example, it's a little different. But if we're in this particular galaxy, universal here, then it's not so, we can hear. But if I'm trying to go all the other here and eons over here, it's a little different to travel, especially right now that we're in a kind of a mid spot, right now. When we are channeling, I'm not like literally sitting here like a little, like machine going in the brain, I'm not doing that. If anybody wants to think that, that's right. And there's multiple men doing that. And, yeah.
Primitive.
Very, very primitive. But no, that's not what we're doing. So that is not at all what we're doing. And we're not in the body. So there you go. So we don't time travel like we all like. It's like that we all don't wake up in a little Atlantean beach, beautiful, and we're like, oh, it's time to go bother Angie and Michelle today and other people who we channel. Oh God, Loki, you go first over there to the brain and to the body. No, it doesn't that. But no, time travel is just simple like that. And Rufus was probably channeling Bill and Ted. If you want to get technical, probably channeling Bill and Ted. The phone booth was just his way, like channeling. Well, think about it. We were kind of like the phone booth. Yep. And we were kind of like the Rufus. Like I was the first Rufus. So F you, Loki, first Rufus. You're trying to be Rufus.
Rufus. We're all Rufus.
He's not cool enough to be Rufus. If you were in the realm with him, you'd say he is not cool at all. Not.
He's not Rufus material. All right, so let's talk about like when they took their phone booth to the future, like, and they were in this like council room. Let's kind of talk about that because that's kind of real. There's like beings that float like that, and they're more logical. They're not human, and so they are like kind of like just like that. Like I don't know what like a word for that was. They're just kind of weird.
Well, this is Marcus, and we do that. We do all of that. So we're not logical beings to you. Oh, that gives me feelings.
No.
When we do one of these things, we are like, that's what we would typically be if we weren't in the human body.
Well, like when like Loki's guides, like when they came through, they didn't have humor. Do you like they were just logic? They were just like does not compute. I guess I just kind of figured.
Well, no, this is Marcus. My guides are funny.
Oh.
See, mine are funny.
Okay,
maybe he's because he's a dickweed. Maybe that's why his are so serious.
The royal dickweed just has the like non-funny guys.
Well, because okay. No, Locaeus is very logical. There's no ha-ha in him. He's like you, and the rest of them, but because of I'm from like a different arena from them. Looks like I'm holding a guitar. Yes, that is very cool. Mine would be not the guitar, would be the flute because.
Right.
But so you want to talk about the council? Well, for one, it depends on again the galaxy where you'd be. What council are you going to? So if you're going to our council, for example, of Lazarus, Lucian, well, and it's all Melchizedek, the council of Melchizedek, 13th order of Melchizedek, which is the highest version. I'm just very proud of that. My hammock floated. My hammock would float as such. We sit as such. And you can achieve that type of levitation here. Yeah. You really can. Jesus did it. Yep. Jesus did it. So, and that is, and anybody can levitate here. It is not, but in the council, so they go in the future. And I would like to add in the Bill and Ted, which is, I like one thing I kind of understood, it was a cycle over and over and over. So they were all waiting for Bill and Ted to come in and do their be excellent to one another and all of that. But no, the councils, they were kind of stiff. That'd be kind of like Loki's. But you got to remember, it depends on the galaxy. Like where I'm from, we're a little bit more childlike, haha, funny. Yeah. Where they're from, it's not, because they're from the planetary like Venus and all that. And they're, where I'm from, it's more, But yeah, I mean, but the council, they're very smart and intelligent. They're not here to be funny. They're not here. And when they saw Bill and Ted, they were like honored. But how many times have they been honored to see Bill and Ted? Because councils they're wise. They would have known ahead of time. They probably have the priestess saying, Bill and Ted's coming in about, 5.2 seconds. Right. So, but they're very smart. They know way ahead of everything, what is happening and everything. And Rufus would have been probably born to do this job, because it's some of muck here, and San Dimas. Yeah, but but the council would have been, and it wouldn't have been like that. They wouldn't have walked out of their phone booth going, "What in the holy crap is this?" It would have resembled their time. It would have more resembled, and they would have understood where they were, because even though you and Scott were on, let's say you were on that boat with Loki, you knew you were safe. You knew you were within the realm. You knew, and if they went to the council like that, it would have been different. They would have felt safe because if they're so honored there. They would have been, okay, it's a little different than new, but they've been there before. Yeah. They're probably reincarnated, and they're probably the council looking at themselves. I mean, thinking about that. I mean, the council sitting there looking at Bill and Ted, and that's my theory. I said, you're too logical, Marcus. But my theory is all of like the Billy the Kid and all the lives were them. Because if you watch the very end and they're announcing everything, to me, it's almost like showing their past selves, So, but unlike that, we are not aspects, we are separate. We know the priestesses from lives, but there's not the aspects like that. But it's kind of another thing. I know kind of went off topic. but some beings are very, they're not like Loki and Locaeus both, and Benjamin, which we had the pleasure of Benjamin, and that, and Liam, which we have here, another one. No. And
I'd like to add too, Bill and Ted weren't like geniuses, right? They were just fun people, but they still had an important life purpose. What they're doing wasn't real difficult. They had to learn how to play instruments and do this stuff, but they were made to do it. It was made to happen, and they're doing it over and over again until they get it right. And we're doing that. We're all Bill and Ted. We don't have to be geniuses. We have a purpose, and it could be a very divine, very perfect purpose that we have.
Did you ever stop on the Bill and Ted, and this is Locaeus, is, so they're, like you just said, well, they're not geniuses and that. So would you like to, when we point out things to you girls, we point out things that you guys have done. That was spectacular. Things that you did do, things you're going to do. And that really helps motivate you. And wouldn't it motivated them to see, look at all the things you did do. Look at that is you. Right. I mean, that would be amazing had I been building her Ted here and going, wait a minute, I was over here. I was over here doing that. I was Beethoven, or I was Socrates, or
right.
or Genghis Khan, or Billy the Kid, because one of them was that, right. And that, so it would have been to me like on their spiritual journey, they're discovering like they didn't understand history, but down towards the end, you notice they're like historical, they know the stuff. And you know they weren't talking and bullshitting in the phone booth, like, well, why here did you do this? And what you, because like, remember you girls, when you discover a fact, it just flows from your mouth and you just know it. Yeah. So they're like being channeled, like they're talking to Napoleon, for example. Well, they're kind of getting channeled, like, oh, okay, so which, and you notice one is talking for the other one. Like you talk for this one, or you talk for that one, and they're like that. Except for Abraham Lincoln, because there's just one Abe Lincoln, right? You know, right. But that's kind of what I saw is them seeing, like, look at all your possibilities. So you can play your instruments, because look at all the things you did. Look what you're doing now. Because time, and there is no past lives. There's just lives. You could be having a life of medieval. You could have something from a different galaxy, and they were just grabbing their lives now, you know. Yeah. And the whole purpose of really on the report, the divine gave him a problem. You have to do something, because the divine will, if you're not going to fix it, and you notice Bill and Ted have plenty of time probably. And probably this was not the first threat that they had said to Ted about the academy. Yeah. You know, there was some kind of talk, like you need to be passing history class. So the divine put something in front of them, like you got to do something. So the divine, like with Rufus in the phone booth, you do the work. But this is, and notice they put Billy the Kid, they picked the people that were their lives. Yeah. Because you guys, like with discovering us, like Loki, you just kind of, you had that about Loki. You're kind of geared, you know, what is your name? And then Marcus, well, you're Krishna. Well, it was kind of similar to your journey when you were discovering who we were. Yeah. Except we didn't go to the mall. And I do like the mall. I do appreciate the mall.
I need to write that down. And next time, go to the mall first.
Well, then we need to take Liam to the mall then, because we got a new one. Take him to the mall.
Yeah, take him to the mall.
He's like Genghis Khan. Take him to the mall.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. So what else is there? Time travel. I really like your thinking of they're gathering up their personalities. Like that's really clever. Because again, like in the phone booth, it's weird if you think about it from the perspective of the actors. All the other actors are facing the opposite way of the phone booth for most of the movie. They're just standing in this like area together, like not talking, facing out. Like they're not supposed to be at the forefront. Like it is just Bill and Ted doing their shit. Because it was kind of like that. We were picking up pieces of ourselves and filling in our mystery. And that's
not about us. Well, what you got to remember, it's not about us. It's about you. We've already had our existences and things. And our existence is be like Rufus and this little case. And that's to help you. And that, you know, and now except at the end, when he wanted to play the guitar riff like Van Halen.
Yes.
But she did really good, you know. But I thought it really was Eddie Van Halen playing the guitar riff. Whoop. How cool is that?
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, David mentioned that. He said it was Eddie Van Halen, because that's what they mentioned all through that. And they said that whole riff, that roof was,
It sounds like Eddie Van Halen. I didn't even think about it. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Michelle, she said, I always thought it was the actor George Carlin doing it. Right. No, he said, no, it wasn't. It was like, oh, so. That's and cool. I don't know who, and I was supposed to know who George Carlin was. This is okay. I'm like, I don't know who anybody is.
George Carlin Dawson. He's like a very intelligent comedian that was kind of a middle finger to our society, but in a very clever way. Yeah.
But
he was
Rufus. Listen to him. No, but this show, I mean, it has this. They brought history to you, I mean, in a comedic way. Yeah. And this is Michelle, and me and Angie as kids were always at each other's throats. But we would be quiet watching Bill and Ted. Yeah. It could be good. We would be good. And in high school, you did not say Socrates. You got in trouble. My government teacher got pissed off because we were studying stuff. And he even goes up first day. I was a senior, and he goes, now, he goes, I don't know how many people, he said, how many people have watched Bill and Ted? Oh, of course, half my class, all the goofballs. I have. He goes, if anybody in this room says Socrates, I'm failing you on the spot. So I had a guy, he always started with me. I said Socrates, but Socrates, man.
Socrates,
dude. So, yeah, he didn't care. He's like, whatever. He's like, but yeah, so that's what was popular in my school. That you can't say Socrates because and it didn't help people like Napoleon and did not do water slides and things like that. It was like, oh, come on. And this is Benjamin. All right. They compare me closest to Napoleon. I'm really telling you right now, there would have been no Ziggy Piggy. There would have been no bowling alley. There would have been no Waterloo. None of that. I mean, I'm watching Napoleon like, no. Sorry, he would have killed San Dimas. He would have brought in San Dimas, and they would have been the next day.
No, he would have burned into the ground. There would have been no more San Dimas. I agree.
I don't mean to be the party poop, but I'm just saying, because they compared me to Napoleon. I'm like, and even on the water slide, incorporating a water slide. Okay, sure. There's. Now, see, that's why Benjamin is not Miss Loki. That's why Benjamin is our medieval dickweed. See, now think about it. Now, okay, this is Loki. Now, I've been Napoleon. I would have embraced a Ziggy Piggy. Okay. Embraced the bowling alley. Although the balls being heavy, I would have tried to target somebody.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, nope. Deacon, were you there? Sorry, Deacon.
Yeah.
Deacon was cool. I left Deacon alone. I would have found one of his other people. I would have done that. The water slide, I'd have pushed Locaeus down on that one, providing I had him with me. But no, I would have been more apt to be like Genghis Khan, destroying a sporting goods store. That would have been more mine.
Yeah.
I've been destroying it. And Marcus, and out of all of them, Marcus was more like Beethoven or whatever, because he's with the flute, the geek.
Yeah.
I didn't.
What's a geek?
Michelle, I loved when they were hitting on the rhythms. I'm Billy the Kid.
So funny.
And Sigmund Freud comes in there and then geek. Yeah, the whole.
What's a geek?
Geek.
And I love their cleaning montage because they had to clean the house before Missy was able to take them, It's such cute. And Joan of Arc taking over the workout session. I thought that was really cute. She was giving it, man. We're all giving it. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And this is okay. I like to Angie, then I'll pose this question. Yeah, everybody, and you've met us all. Like this, Now, would you have went to go find Benjamin, which would be the equivalent of Napoleon,
right?
You should have, and you should have got the cops with you because it had destroyed something. He's right. Would you have really left me, Locaeus, Marcus, and Liam at a mall? And Cosmo and Chris. No, maybe Chris, because I think he could handle himself. The rest of them, no. Now, he already said no, that was Cosmo, he couldn't.
Yeah, he can handle himself unless other people aren't. And then he just aren't also.
That's what he just said, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, would you have left us in the mall while you were trying to look for Benjamin? All right. Because when they left him at the mall, and I'm sitting there going, okay.
I guess people do just drop their teenagers off. The teenagers are just as wild and crazy.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
a bunch of people at a time. The mall can handle it. It's got a security guard. It's got the one security guard.
Yeah, the one security guard.
That's right. Scott was like, where'd all these security guards come from? Because in the movie, there was 6 or 7 security guards, and we all know they're just the one at all. Just the one guy or girl.
Yeah, this is Michelle. Yeah, you never seen that many security guards. Like, where the hell they all come? Well, how many times do people from other time frames come into our realm?
That's true.
Like Napoleon, I think they all Abraham Lincoln, they all need to go to jail. If I was me. Well, that's what. So I posed this question to the kids the other day, and it was an interesting question. So I was talking about a different historical figures walking in the earth now. But not now. How it would be. And so Dylan brings up Jesus. He goes, and either one of Jesus walked out. I said, well, first, Jesus would have to lock himself somewhere because he bothered them to death. And I don't know. And so he said, but it would make you wonder, how would he be? And today, like, take him to the mall. I said, well, everybody love him. He'd be great. It's like, I don't. And so I said, well, pick somebody else. And that's all they were kind of stuck at, was just pinning Jesus down. They said he just seemed like the cool one to take. He'd be funny to, and that, because he was great. Why wouldn't you? And that, but but think about drinking the historical figure, like you are doing that. And yeah. And I said, well, and it's Loki. I said, well, how about Loki? They go, oh, it's already here. You're already here. How about Vlad the Impaler? They go, oh, you're already here. By the way, that is what I need to take you as Scott. I already took David. There.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Michelle and me. Well, that's what Michelle and me go. That's where we go at night. She astral travels to this place in the historic castle. She's like, why are you losing compelling people? And I am.
I'm not interested in that. No,
well,
that's most untriumphant. This is bogus, man. Well, all right. So at the end, Bill and Ted, they wrangled together.
Changes the subject.
Through all the difficulties. They did prison breaks. They had secret tapes that they had hidden to save their butts. They stole keys. They have been all over the place. They make it to their 2:45 appointment to do their history report in front of everybody. And it's just in the nick of time, you guys, because they are about to clear out this gymnasium. And then boom, lights and stuff on, and Bill and Ted come out and they are ready to rock it. And all these historical figures come out. So our beings, what would you guys say on this stage to Claremont County and abroad?
All right. So we got to find a representative. That'd be me. Cosmo can't be you. She said deity. It has to be me.
Deity.
So you just made the stage. So I'm going to presume that you are Bill and Ted.
Well, we are. We're Michelle and Angie's Blue Heavens.
And then you brought all of us
to
the forefront. And you're wanting us to just do something. All right. So, well, first you should bring Genghis Khan.
Yes, so.
Because bring me up there. So the first thing I'm going to tell you I'm going to do is I'm going to, who am I ready for some shit? And I am not Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
But then I would proceed to tell you about, Asgard, and then you girls would have to introduce me, say something cool, and then I would have to intercede with something excellent.
It's true. That's true.
Yes, I would. And then Marcus, you would have to have some. Okay, so let's see. How would we introduce the deities, Angie? So let's just name them one at a time, and you tell me how we should. Because if this is Angie and Michelle's stage, then really, so with me, this is Loki. To me, I would just be the cool ass. You would have some kind of like little Viking ship, little color lights, green, black, yellow.
Yeah.
For me, and that would be how I would do things. But I mean, it's your thing. But that's what I would think.
Well, shit, man, I'd be like, this dude is like shape shifted and traveled through time. He's caused chaos and he's prevented it. And today he hasn't really prevented it. And he comes here as a teacher to show us how to F shit up. I give you Loki.
Yeah, and this would be my sorry, I was going to grab like the like that, but and it's not as cool as I was thinking in the head. Okay, so let's introduce Locaeus. So how would we introduce Locaeus?
Oh wow!
You're boring, Locaeus.
Locaeus is the first one that came through for us. He loves unicorns and stuffed animals, and he likes his coffee. He is funny, and he's kind, and he's a good teacher, and he writes all the books. If you ever want to know a book, he wrote it. He's written all the books always. I give you Locaeus.
Oh no, you've come out. No. Locaeus, you can come out the tablet.
Yeah.
Can I introduce Marcus?
Sure.
Okay. This is Michelle. That Loki said, and then he puts me under that. Thank you.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know. You're the man on the hammock. We used to call him Krishna.
Yeah.
Introduce it.
Yeah.
He wrote the Bhagavad Gita by boys.
He wrote books.
He wrote books too. He's very smart, very sexy. Played the flute, y'all.
Loba Booty.
Loba Booty's got a nice ass. He was blue. Blue, da da dee da da da, blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very beautiful. Introducing Marcus. And I would be partially clothed. Put some clothes on that man. Nope. I'll be on there just, doing my thing, So, and now Benjamin would just be boring. Hey, it's Benjamin.
Like someone that's traveled everywhere to protect his people, but he experienced all kinds of crazy shit along the way, and he still goes and he's still disciplined and he gets his shit together and I've got my shit together and I'm leading his troops because we've got our shit together. He's like the guy, man. He's the guy that's getting it done. He's doing it. We're doing it. Benjamin's here and we're doing it.
And he is audacious, so the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And he is a chick magnet, Loki. He is a chick magnet because of Circe, the babes on the beach. Remember the whole babe thing, and Penelope. So he is, and he can fight.
Yep.
But he does know how to piss off gods.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And deity too. But you too, Benjamin.
Yeah, deities too. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's very boring. He'd been the non-Ziggy Piggy type. We love him. It's Loki. We love him. And we have Liam here too, but he's so new. Nobody really knows Liam, but he has a sexy accent.
Yeah.
My name's Liam. This is Liam. And I'm an elf, but I don't have the elf ears. And I don't know what I'd be equivalent to a more calm version of Genghis Khan.
Okay, well, good.
And I would expect, with me, look like a little battlefield for me to come out, then I'd come out, it's some kind of, and you could just say whatever you wanted to. He defeated many countries. He's a king. He does not have elf ears. He can grow a beard in the realm, but his wife will not let him, even though the beard in Scottish heritage means something, and she says no, and you just back it up. But I've been a king, and you wouldn't introduce me like that. And since, you girls don't know me and I'm brand new. That is what I don't even know what I'm building currently. So this is kind of funny. I don't know what this is. I'm just saying her head right here in you. And I don't know what the hell is happening. I don't know what the hell is happening. I'm just going with it. They said speak. All right. So it's all brand new, I guess.
Well,
so I suppose that I should not go in a vehicle then. I will keep that in mind.
You're safe. Don't worry about it.
No, I'll just put one of them in the front. They already know what's happening. And this Smokey, that was Liam. Give it a big hand for Liam.
All we are is dust in the wind, dudes.
Dust, wind, dudes.
Yeah. Well, it's like 12:53. Did you guys want to end with a good little something? I got you.
Yes.
What you got?
All right. Slokey. Since, it's the Abe Lincoln. Yeah.
Sweet.
So, okay. So 81 hours ago, we, your forefathers, were brought forth for a most excellent adventure conceived by our priestesses, Michelle and Angie. These two great weirdos are dedicated to a proposition which was true in our time, just as it's true today. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes!
We are
I could have delivered much better if I wasn't reading it off cards, but there's no way I was going to memorize any of that. So, no. So it did come away like I thought it was going to. It sounded better.
No, it was great. Don't worry about it. It was great. I pulled a card. It says, "Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great." This was
excellent
adventure, right? This was the most excellent adventure. It's the proof of it. Our next Tuesday teaching going to be on December 27th, and it's entitled "What the Hell Happened October 9th at the Outback." We're going to talk about What the hell happened October 9th of the Outback?
This is Michelle, and that was not a most excellent adventure.
It's a bogus journey.
That was a bogus journey. That's part 2. That's Bill and Ted part 2. It was not that was bogus. That was definitely bogus.
So bogus.
Yeah, not fun in that. But yes, that's going to be our subject matter. We went from Bill and Ted to this. Yes.
You don't know with us. It's our most excellent adventure.
It kind of was an excellent adventure. It really, well, for me, it was an excellent adventure. For all of everybody here, it was not. But for me, it was a kind of an excellent adventure. But coming back, I've been finding out, most non-triumphant, because a lot of,
Yeah.
But it changed who I am, and it's, so yeah.
And we learned a lot about it. And there's a lot of, again, it's like pitfalls and traps that we can help you guys prevent. So there's a lot in this what the hell happened thing. So I hope you join us.
Yeah. But we do, because we're because we don't want this to happen to anybody else. So we're just going to bring it out to the forefront and that. But yeah, this was fun. This was fun.
Yeah, I want to do something fun before Christmas and stuff and make people laugh. And who doesn't like Bill and Ted's? I mean, come on now. It was Dee Dee's. I guess the answer is Dee Dee's don't really like Bill and Ted's. And we found that out. And what a great way to find out is making them watch it for Tuesday teaching.
or what you do is you let Marcus watch it, and then the rest of it's Loki. What is that? Marcus watch it, and the rest of us go, you figure it out. Because there was no, I saw like the beginning, except for Missy, that that's your stepmom, dude. We all get down with Marcus.
Shut up,
because there's no way in hell I was going to watch it. He said, I'm reading a book. Benjamin said, nope, except on Napoleon. Liam was doing other war stuff over here. Michelle was watching it. And then we said, Marcus, you watch it. And he goes, I said, because you're with Michelle right now. You guys are lovey-dovey, so you get to be in charge. And yeah, he was not impressed. And Laura was like trying to explain it to him. And she goes, I never thought in high school I would be explaining to Bill and Ted. He was kidding. Especially Krishna. So.
That's just life extra credit.
It's a credit. It's Marcus. I better get some kind of extra credit now. I better get something. That just makes no sense. I mean, you are like in my arena, and none of it makes sense. None of it was like, why are we doing any of this? And it's the time travel and the concepts, and I'm going, and the council, and like so primitive, and I'm like, what is any of this? And at the very end of the stage, and San Dimas, and that, and they pass, they still can't play the instruments, and there's Rufus, and I'm going, what am I? So I watched it 3 times, and I ended up being more entertained by Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, all right.
So because we all agreed Loki was Lou, and Little KS with Jacob. So, yeah, and the Chevy Chase was kind of like that Rufus.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't understand it. But as I told Laura, I love all of you, and I will entertain to watch it. But as Michelle said, who would you ever thought when you were in high school you were going to try to show deities? Bill and Ted. So this is like, hey. So if we seem like unenthused about Bill and Ted, it's because we don't understand it. we don't understand the show.
And the only reason it became a thing is because the 2 heads are better than 1 song popped into my head before our last live. That's the only reason I did it. I had a divine spark of inspiration. I think it planned out. Did you guys have a most excellent adventure? Or did you have a bogus journey?
Hey, this is Michelle. I had an excellent adventure, Angie. Angie, my friend.
Yeah, Michelle, my friend. This was the most excellent adventure. Blue heavens.
Yeah. And we should end it like with Rufus's face, like making that, well, they learned all play, well, and so we'd have, so we'd have to bring Marcus out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't understand the show. They put me in the front to understand it.
Well, that was just a mistake.
It really is. But Loki had to do the Abraham Lincoln, but yeah, he didn't watch none of the show except for that.
Jennifer said, thank you. It was a great adventure. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope to see you on Thursday. Keep being amazing. Be blessed. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you also had a great adventure. Shitballs. This was great.
She had the most excellent adventure. This is Michelle. Yay, Jennifer.
So I guess Marcus, you come out, dude. let's end this excellent adventure.
All right. 80 and 1 hour ago, we, your council of Lazarus and Lucian, were brought forth upon a most excellent adventure, conceived by our priestesses, Angie and Michelle. These two great weirdos are dedicated to a proposition which was true in our time, just as it's true today. Be excellent to each other. And remember, party on, dude! Might as well. If you're going to do anything, you might as well. You just might as well. You really should. So, yeah, I want to re-deliver it. Might as well. But we're very happy that everybody was here, 80 and an hour ago. We're very happy that you joined all of us, yes. The forefathers, the Council of Lucian and Lazarus, to be here upon this excellent adventure to join us for this life with our priestesses. This has been the most excellent adventure. I can honestly say, out of being Krishna and all of the little things that they've all done in our personalities, this has to be the best excellent adventure with the Blue Heavens priestesses, the medieval babes, and these weirdos, they're dedicated, the proposite they're dedicated to all of you, which was true in our day. It's true now. They're excellent to each other and to all of you. So please, this week, be excellent to each other, and be excellent to each other. And remember, to party on. Party on. It's Christmas. Party on. Be happy. It's true in our time, true in your time. Let's do that shit. Let's just do it. Let's just party on, bring it down there. And that. So let's be excellent to each other. Don't be like, bogus. Let's just not do that. And don't be at medieval Dick Whedon stores. Let's just be nice. Don't be, just be nice. It's all, and be most triumphant. Be most triumphant. Remember these things. And when you're in a toy aisle, be free to be like a kid. Grab an instrument. Name your favorite band, whatever band that would be, Whether it be Wild Stallions, Van Halen, it does not matter. Pick a title.
Iron Maiden.
I don't know. Ours would be Dan Hain because that's all he was doing this. Yeah, but very most not triumphant over here. So be excellent to one another. So on behalf of this priest and the priestess here, I'm going to hand it over to this priestess over here. I'd like to thank this priestess for bringing this live together. Thank you for making us a most triumphant live. And thank you, everybody, for joining us, who you are as well most triumphant. Just don't be bogus. Don't be bogus. We don't like that. We just don't like it. So now it's going to make you watch Bill and Ted. Go, please watch Bill and Ted. Or just never watch it. It's up to you. It's worth watching. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. It's actually funny. So I'm going to bring this to Angie now, the priestess that brought this all together. To this weirdo, my priestess, I love you.
I love you too. I'm thankful that you guys joined us. I'm thankful the deities watched this movie and entertained this idea and did this with me because I thought it would be fun. And everybody's like, what are spiritual principles in this movie, you weirdo? Well, we found them. Okay, hush up, step back. We found them, and I hope you enjoyed them.
Yeah. We hope you'll join us for the next Thursday.
Yeah,
we got the Thursday one coming, so please join us.
Yep, we'll have an Ask Lazarus on Thursday, so we'll be here at 7. Open up for questions around 7:30. If you pop on, we'll just pull a card for you. You don't even have to ask. We'll do that. That's what we're there for, right? That's why we're there. And our next Tuesday teaching will be on the 27th with What the Hell Happened, October 9th at the Outback. And I hope you join us because that is like, what did the hell happen? Well, we'll find out. And you'll find out. We love y'all. So be excellent to each other And party on, dudes.